Seasons and time. It is the basis for the occurrence of different seasons. It is the variations in the sunshine received at the basis for the occurrence of different seasons. What are the reasons for the variations in the amount of sunshine received? It's the Earth revolution and the tilt of the Earth's axis. What is revolution? The Earth revolves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit. This motion of the Earth is known as revolution. How much time does the Earth take to complete one revolution? 365 days and 6 hours. What's a leap year? Leap year is the year in which the month of February has 29 days. The year 2020 is a leap year. The tilt of the axis if measured. From the orbital plane it's 66.5 degree and the vertical plane it is 23.5 degree. See the picture. What is known as parallelism of the Earth's axis? The Earth maintains the tilt of the axis throughout its revolution. This is known as the parallelism of the Earth's axis. What is meant by apparent movement of the Sun? Since the parallelism is maintained throughout the revolution, the position of the Sun in relation to the Earth shifts between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This is known as apparent movement of the Sun. See the picture. Apparent movement of the Sun. Equinoxes. Equal amount of sunlight is received in the northern as well as southern hemisphere when the Sun is vertically over the equator. This happens on every March 21st and September 23rd. Hence, the length of the day and night will be equal during these days on both the hemispheres. These days are called equinoxes. The seasonal change is not pronounced in Kerala. Why? The seasonal change is not pronounced in the tropics where the sun's rays falls vertically on all time. Latitudinal position of Kerala is 8 degree 48 minutes north to 12 degree 48 minutes north. That means Kerala is situated completely on the tropics. Spring season. The apparent position of the Sun shifts from the equator to the northern hemisphere from March 21st to June 21. The Sun will be vertically above the Tropic of Cancer on June 21. This day is known as the summer solstice in northern hemisphere. On this day, northern hemisphere experiences its longest day and shortest night. During the period from March 21 to June 21, it will be spring in the northern hemisphere. Summer season. From June 21 onwards, the Sun shifts from the Tropic of Cancer towards the equator and reaches vertically over the equator on September 23. As the Sun is in the northern hemisphere, from March 21 to September 23, it will be summer in the northern hemisphere. Autumn season. The apparent position of the Sun shifts from the equator to the southern hemisphere from September 23 and reaches vertically over the Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. This day is known as winter solstice in northern hemisphere. On this day, northern hemisphere experiences its shortest day and longest night. From September 23 to September 22, it will be autumn season in the northern hemisphere. Winter season. During the period from December 22 to March 21, the sun will apparently shift towards the equator. During this period from December to March, it will be winter season in northern hemisphere and summer in the southern hemisphere. See the picture. There is a flow chart. Revolutions, tilt of the axis, parallelism of the earth leads to apparent movement of the sun, and the result is variations in the availability of sunlight, and seasonal variation is the result. Summer solstice. What is meant by summer solstice? 21 March onwards, the sun apparently shifts from the equator to northwards and reaches vertically over the Tropic of Cancer on 21 June. This day is known as the summer solstice in northern hemisphere. On this day, northern hemisphere experiences its longest day and shortest night. Then winter solstice. The sun continues its southward apparent shift from the equator from 23 September and reaches vertically above Tropic of Capricorn on 22 December. This day is known as winter solstice in northern hemisphere. On this day, northern hemisphere experiences its shortest day and longest night. What is the peculiarity of the day and night in the southern hemisphere on 21st June? On 21st June, it experiences longest day and shortest night in the southern hemisphere. Uttarayanam. Following the winter solstice, the sun sets its northward apparent movement from the Tropic of Capricorn. And it culminates on Tropic of Cancer on June 21st. Following the winter solstice, the sun sets its northward apparent movement from the Tropic of Capricorn and it culminates on Tropic of Cancer on June 21. The northward apparent movement of the sun from Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer is termed as Uttarayanam. The duration of the day in the northern hemisphere gradually increases during this period. See the picture of Uttarayanam. Dakshinayanam. Following the summer solstice, the sun sets its southward apparent movement from the Tropic of Cancer and it culminates on Tropic of Capricorn on December 22. The southward apparent movement of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn is termed as Dakshinayanam. The duration of the day in the northern hemisphere gradually decreases during this period. See the picture of Dakshinayanam. Local time. What is meant by local time? The time estimated at each place based on the apex position of the sun is termed as local time. What is meant by Greenwich Meridian? The 0-degree longitude is known as Greenwich Meridian. It acquires its name from Greenwich, the place where the Royal British Observatory is situated and through which this line passes. Prime Meridian, through which countries this line passes. Why Greenwich Meridian is called prime meridian? Time is calculated worldwide based on the Greenwich Meridian. Hence, this line is known as prime meridian. Greenwich Mean Time (GMT). The local time at the prime meridian, that is Greenwich Meridian, is known as Greenwich Mean Time or Greenwich or GMT. Time zone. Based on the Greenwich Meridian, the world is divided into 24 zones, each with a time difference of 1 hour. These are known as time zones. These are the 24 time zones. What would be the longitudinal extent of each time zone? 15 degree. Standard meridian, standard time. Each country in the world considers the longitude that passes almost through its middle as the standard meridian. The local time at the standard meridian is the standard time of that country. Indian Standard Time. The longitudinal extent of India is from 68 degree east to 97 degree east. The 82.5 degree east longitude is considered as the standard meridian of India. The local time along this longitude is known as the Indian Standard Time. See the picture of standard meridian of India, 82.5 degree east longitude, and through which states this line passes. Find the difference between Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time. As India is situated to the east of Greenwich, the time of India is 5.5 hours ahead of the time in Greenwich. International Dateline. 180 degree longitude is known as the International Dateline. See the picture of International Dateline. How and why the International Dateline is differed from other longitudes? If the International Dateline passes through a country, the same country records two different times to the east and west of that line. This may create so many problems. To avoid such problems, adjustments have been made, avoiding the land areas along the line and some islands to the south of Bering Strait in the Pacific Ocean. That's why the line is marked with broken lines. The travelers who cross this line from the east calculate time by advancing 1 day, and those who cross the line from west deduct 1 day. Time at Greenwich, Sunday 12 noon. Calculate the time at each 15 degree longitude east and west of Greenwich line up to 180 degree longitude. Try to do this. As you know, this is the Greenwich longitude, Greenwich line, and the time at this Greenwich Greenwich Meridian is Sunday 12 noon. And what will be the time in each 15 what will be the time in each 15 degrees difference to the east and west? Try to do the problem. Try to do this. The sun's rays fall vertically between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Why? It's because of the shape of the earth, tilt of the axis, revolution and parallelism of the earth's axis. Thank you.